Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Spotlight. My name is Kim Capino, and I've worked with hundreds of teachers, coaches, and school leaders in schools around the world to help them create thriving and sustainable instructional coaching programs. And I'm on a mission to help you coach better. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, come learn with us in one of our courses for instructional coaches or our private mentoring packages. Join our global Coach Better community and find all of our resources for instructional coaches on our website at coachbetter.tv. If you have a question you'd like to hear us answer or a topic you'd like us to discuss, please drop us a line on our website at coachbetter.tv/ask. Join our Coach Better Facebook group or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of our latest episodes here on YouTube. Today, I'm chatting with Kaitlyn Pettinga, Assistant Principal of the Middle School at the International School of Panama. Kaitlyn and I are chatting about creating a positive school culture through coaching when it's well implemented and structured. In this episode, we're focusing on the impact of coaching at ISP. In the full-length podcast, we also talk about the coaching model at ISP, what makes it successful, and how schools can create a similar structure. This episode speaks to the heart of what we're focusing on for this season of the podcast, how instructional coaching can create a sense of belonging and community. If you're curious about how to develop a culture of coaching from the admin perspective, this episode is for you. To listen to the full episode, subscribe to Coach Better wherever you get your podcasts. Tell us a little bit now about, so I feel like there's so much there, and maybe we can come back to the fuzzy part because I have so many other questions that I want to ask you, but I'm just noting it in my notes here to maybe come back to. Tell us about how coaching has made an impact in your setting and how defining the role or maybe evolving the role over time has helped you and your coach make the impact that you're making.
Sure, definitely. So I think there's a couple big ones. First one, I think teachers feel supported because there's a in-house PD that's readily available any day, anytime. They don't have to wait to apply for funds and get something. We have somebody who's there all the time and who's available for classroom visits all day. There's less anxiety, I think, in our middle school around classroom visitation for myself and the principal to come. There's just a culture of adults entering the room and exiting the room, joining into the classroom practice. So less anxiety around that. Our one really amazing thing our instructional coaches have been doing cross-divisionally is running instructional rounds, but K to 12. So we're looking for, and this, I think coaches can really serve not just personal goals or divisional goals, but K-12 learning goals. And that's kind of what our instructional rounds has been working towards. So over the last few years, we've really been focusing on UDL and blended learning. So instructional coaches will kind of pinpoint some key strategies that we're looking for in classrooms and then allow you to sign up to see it in a pre-K classroom or a high school IB classroom or a middle school EAL classroom. And it's amazing to get out of your own division and your own content and go see it in a different way, because I think it just gives teachers fresh eyes and creative ideas for their own classroom. So that's a huge impact of coaches at ISP. And then related to that, that's just a safe space to explore and fail and innovate and just receive feedback from not only their administrators, but their peers. One huge thing, I think, in all international schools, we know there's a lot of transients. So there's always new teachers there. And I think a lot of international schools are also working on a pipeline to help empower local teachers who may be working towards classroom roles. And so our coach does a lot of work around any new teachers coming in, or if we have learning assistants that are working towards a classroom teacher role, equipping them and empowering them to work towards their next goal. And same as a classroom teacher wanting to aspire to an instructional coach. So those are some of the big ones that I could think of.
Those are huge. Every single one of those we could debrief and have a whole conversation around. I really appreciate all of them. And the one about teachers feel supported because there's in-house PD available every day, anytime, and the coach has a flexible schedule. That sounds like almost like the minimum, but if we unpack it a little bit, there's so many pieces that go into making that successful. There's the fact that teachers want to have professional learning, right? They feel safe, they feel supported, they feel valued, they want to engage in that conversation. There's the fact that your coach doesn't have classes scheduled so they are available to be able to support teachers at any time. Right. And then there's obviously the fact that, and I know you're going to talk about this in a minute, but the fact that your coach is part of so many different conversations. They're part of conversations with you as the middle school leadership team. They're part of K-12 curricular goal conversations. They're part of individual and team and department-based conversations. So that means the PD that your coach is offering is specifically custom to the needs of the teachers at your school. And I feel like just that one sentence, when you're thinking about, when you were talking about the transients of international schools and thinking about not only upskilling the teachers who are coming into your community, but retaining the quality teachers that you have, one of the ways that we can retain really engaged, enthusiastic, and passionate teachers is providing them opportunities to grow. And coaches do that. And I think we really miss an opportunity when we don't have coaches in schools, because maybe sending a teacher off to one-off PD or going to a conference or having a consultant come isn't really maximizing their personal professional need to grow. But a coach can totally do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I want to hear a little bit more about the less anxiety one. I may have been taking notes and missed what you said there, but I feel like you were talking about there is less anxiety about people being in and out of classrooms and more of an open door culture. Did I get that right?
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't elaborate much more, but our coach also facilitates a lot of meetings with our teams. Often this happening in departments, and we have our departments looking at one another's work, looking at one another's assessments and sharing that work and giving ideas for how they would maybe redo an assessment or a classroom activity. And so just a culture of sharing and helping improve one another's work has been huge with our coach. So it's not just about entering the classroom, but also sharing the work that we have documented in unit plans and day-to-day assessments.
That piece is so important in building that growth mindset culture, building that collective efficacy, building that feeling like we're all growing, we're all in it together. These are all of our students. We're supporting all of them. That idea, the instructional round, seeing teachers in different classrooms, different grade levels, different subject areas, doing things. It's just like, that gives me, I have such a warm feeling inside when I'm thinking about this community of educators who really want to continue to grow, and they are learning from each other within our school community, like the empowerment, there's a word I'm trying to think of, but like the sustainable growth that you're providing is just, love it. I am writing a book chapter right now as we're recording this, but by the time this goes published, I will be done with the book chapter. And I'm already like, there are so many places I'm going to put some little quotes in there that what you're saying, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. My book chapter is about the hidden value of instructional coaches in international schools. And I think we have the concrete most expected value is improved student learning. But all of the things that we're talking about now is the hidden value, the value that we don't necessarily think about when we're talking about hiring coaches. And it's creating this culture of learning, this culture of openness, this culture of sharing, this culture of growth. Instructional coaches can do that. That's their job. Like that's what they focus on. And all schools want that. And you've described it so well.
Right. And then I think an extra effect of that is this sense of belonging. We're all talking about DEI and belonging. And when you're involved in a culture that is so collaborative like that, I think we have teachers and students that really feel like they belong.
Thanks for watching this clip with Kaitlyn. If you are ready to create a sense of belonging through coaching, you're going to want to follow the Thrive model for instructional coaching success. The 3 phases, clarity, consistency, and community, will help you either build a coaching culture or evaluate and reflect on an existing coaching program to see where you may have room to grow. To dig deeper into the Thrive model, make sure to get all of our resources at edurolearning.com/thrive. You'll get a deeper understanding of the model and be able to evaluate your coaching program and practice to see where you or your program has opportunities for growth. Get all of our resources at edurolearning.com/thrive. If you need support as you go through this process, please join us for the next global cohort of the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. The Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program is a comprehensive academic year-long professional learning experience designed for experienced educators who are ready to be intentional and strategic in their instructional coaching role so they can build a thriving coaching culture. This course focuses on the essential foundations of instructional coaching and building an instructional coaching program. In The Coach, we'll support you in developing your coaching practice and program following the Thrive model for instructional coaching success. Find out more about The Coach on our website at edurolearning.com/coach. Registration opens only once a year. Get all the details for our next global cohort at edurolearning.com/coach. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, we can support you. If you're curious right now and you have questions, please reach out. You can leave a comment below, you can join our Coach Better Facebook group, or you can find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. I'd love to support you in your coaching journey. See you next time.